Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Justin Michael. I have another tarot video for you. This is actually going to be a tarot deck and an oracle deck. I apologize for my appearance. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I just had dinner and I said, let me do a video real quick, so I apologize if I look like a slob, but it is what it is. So I'm having my espresso and I'm going to go to the gym after. I actually went to the gym earlier and the gym was closed because they're operating on this weird COVID-19 schedule. But I'm going to head over next door to my neighbor's garage where they have a gym set up and they let me, use it. So it's pretty cool. And on days like today when I'm sitting around and, I just didn't do anything all day, I like to have an espresso because I'll be ready to pump iron after a couple of cups of that. I just might not be able to sleep tonight. But anyway... So the first deck I'm going to show you is called Tarot of the Little Prince. It's this deck here, and it's a low scarabeo deck. It's based on the 1943 children's book called The Little Prince. I've never read it. It looks very familiar to me. I first came across this about 5 days ago. I was on Etsy, and I was looking through, all the indie decks, and I came across these images, and they were beautiful, and I fell in love. And so I said, I'm going to buy it. It was priced for about $53 after tax and everything. It was like 40 something. So I went ahead and I purchased the deck. And then I went on the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. First off, I love the Hermit's Cave. It's a great forum, for tarot talk. There's a lot of great Facebook pages, but by far the Hermit's Cave is just, it's one of the best. And Simon is just awesome, and that whole community of people is great, and I do appreciate all the good advice I get from there. And I was having a conversation with Mendy from the Artistry of Tarot, I believe, and I posted something about buying this deck. And I thought I was actually bragging about how good of a deal it was because it was 50% off. This is how foolish I was. So someone told me I got ripped off. They said, this is a low scarabeo deck, and you can get it for $20 on Amazon. And so I felt like such an idiot. And the reason I fell for that was because they had got these images and they made it look very indie-like. And, we're so used to paying these crazy prices for these indie decks anyway. I mean, and I pay them, and I know you do. It seems like the prices for these tarot decks are going up and up and up and up. And now you have all these fancy different card stocks and presentations. I like to buy indie to support the local guy, the little guy, but, they can be a bit pricey. But that's what I thought I was buying. I thought I was buying an indie deck. And so this person informed me on the Hermit's Cave that I've been ripped off. Within an hour, I had messaged the seller to try and cancel the purchase. And then I went over to Amazon and bought the deck after I found out the real title of the deck. And no response from the seller whatsoever, which I knew was going to happen. The good thing, I paid with PayPal. So just a bit about Etsy. So Etsy, and I don't buy from Etsy a lot, but this is what I've learned. eBay and Amazon, they guarantee the sale. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you buy something from someone, you're unhappy with it, you want to return it, they will honor it. They will honor the sale. Like if the seller doesn't reimburse you, Etsy or eBay or Amazon will. Etsy doesn't have that. Etsy is like buyer beware type situation. You buy at your own risk. But because I paid with PayPal, I went through PayPal and they managed to get my money back for me and cancel the sale. So PayPal's great that way. So if you are going to buy from Etsy, that's just one reason you should pay with PayPal as opposed to a credit card, because a credit card company would not have done that. So just a little advice there for you. Tarot of the Little Prince, like I said, it's based on the children's book 1943. I'm not familiar with it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you a couple other decks I bought. Typical low scarabeo packaging, and the cardstock is also very typical of low scarabeo. The one thing I really love about this deck is the backs. Those backs are really cool, and it's got a very children's storybook kind of vibe. So, and the little white booklet, of course, I'm not going to waste any time showing you that, is the classic little white booklet that you always see. So here's the full, and I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because I have a few decks to show you. So this is the full. It looks to be an RWS style, but these images are just really, really beautiful. And it's got a very, you know, a lot of RWS like nods in here, you know. So I'm going to show you the majors and I'll show you some of the minors. But so, you know, lesson learned from that whole Etsy situation, you know, you have to be careful with what you buy. And, you know, especially when you're dealing with someone you don't know. But I just pulled the trigger on this. You know, these images are so pretty. I really love this kind of art for tarot as well. You know, I kind of have a thing for, you know, like storybook art. Chariot. Strength card. I love that strength card. See, I have like a little boy holding a fox. Foxes can actually be domesticated. I've seen on YouTube videos where people have pets, foxes. And in this area, we have a lot of fox. Actually, there was a fox chasing a cat a couple of weeks ago. This Hermit card is great too. I mean, that's just a really cool concept, you know. There's the wheel. Justice. Well worth the price. You know, for 20 bucks, this is a beautiful deck. Now, obviously, when you get those really nice independent decks with the gild and the really fancy kind of art paper and stuff like that, you know, it makes it so much nicer. But ultimately, I love these images and I just wanted to have this deck. So I'm very happy I got it at you know, a regular low Scarabeo price. Let me know in the comments, you guys have this deck? You know, have you seen it? I believe I've seen a walkthrough of this a long time ago, probably on Simon's channel. I'm thinking it was Simon who did it. For deck reviews, I usually go to Simon because he has so many decks. He does pretty much every deck that you can imagine he does a review on, so I always... Chances are, if I've seen a review, it would be from him. Temperance. Devil. These fire engines today. Ooh. I started to do this video and I was like, I had to wait for about 20 minutes because the sirens were just going off everywhere. It's a tower. We have the star. It's a fully illustrated dick. A fully illustrated dick. Ooh, boy, have another espresso, Justin. It's a fully illustrated deck. I apologize for that one, kids. You can tell what's on my mind. Just kidding. That was awful. Boy. Here's the sun card. Now I have the image of a fully illustrated dick in my head. I don't know, is it like a guy who has tattoos, maybe? Ugh. Woohoo. There's Judgment. And the World. There we go. I love the fox in this. You know, the fox is a recurring character all throughout the majors and the minors. So we have the Ace of Swords here. And there's the fox again. He's not looking very happy there. Looks quite serious, actually. The minors may be a little mixed up. So this is the Two of Wands. I'm not going to show you all of the minors here. I'm going to do what I normally do, which is just kind of skip around. All right, here's the Five of Pentacles. So you can see, you know, it's really cool artwork in here. Here's the Three of Pentacles. This is going to be fun to work with, and this will definitely be, so I'll probably use this tonight for a reading. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the King of Cups here. It's a core card for you. I don't know how all these minors got so mixed up. I only went through them once. Queen of Cups. There's the Knight of Cups. Oh, this next one is very cool. It's a very cool art take on the Four of Swords from the RWS. You know, it's like resting, the fox in the foxhole, hiding from the hunter. Really cool. Every night when I go walking, I usually take a walk at night, and I always see this one little baby fox. He's tiny, runs across the street, and one day I'm running up, there's a hill. I walk up a hill, and one day I'm turning the corner, I'm going full force, and here was this fox coming at me, and neither of us knew we were there, and he went nuts. He took off. He's a tiny little fellow. I see fox around here all the time. You know, there's a ton of them, and one of them messes with this cat, this orange cat outside, and I thought the fox might have been a danger to the cat, but apparently they play together, the fox and the cat. They're like friends, my neighbor was telling me. Here's the Three of Swords, so, you know, kind of RWS-ish. RWS-ish. No heart, but you got the rose there. There's the two. I love this deck. It's really nice. Yep, so, you know, I think this is a really good find for me. I'm surprised I didn't know about this deck already. And didn't get it a long time ago, but it's really cute, especially that it's you know, it's a mainstream deck you can buy for 20 bucks, so. Next up is going to be a couple oracles I got. So this one here, you're probably going to be like, duh, this is old, and you know, a lot of you may have it. Maybe you don't even have it. You don't know about it, but this has been around a long time. I've seen this in many bookstores all the time. I've almost ordered it so many times, and I just never did for whatever reason. I have the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans, and I have her Wild Unknown Tarot, which I've never used. I love that deck. It's beautiful. I just never used the tarot. I've never got around to really working with it. I will in the future. But I use the Archetypes deck almost every day now, especially when I do readings for people. I did reading for a woman who calls me for readings, client, and I used it yesterday, you know, the Archetypes deck. I also use it on my TikTok page as an oracle. I'll pull one card, and it's just one of my favorite oracles ever. And I'm on a bit of an oracle kick lately. I never really was big on oracles, but I'm using them more and more now. And I have so many tarot decks. It's like, you know, I need to buy some oracle decks. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. Beautiful presentation, and you know, this came out, I believe, directly after the Wild Unknown Tarot, which was a very popular deck when it came out, and I just never really got on the bandwagon until late. with Kim Krans, and it was the Archetypes deck that got me into it. I believe it was Danny Mystic, Danny the Mystic. I sold the Archetypes deck on her channel a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that's a beautiful deck. And then one day I'm in the bookstore and I saw and I picked it up, and it was like probably one of my most used decks. I really use that a lot. The thing I like about this is, just like the tarot deck and the Archetypes deck, it's a box within a box. So you can take this out separately from this, and you can keep it on your shelf if you're using it. And that's something I will definitely do. Love that eye on there. So this is a lot of animals in here. And 2 feet, 4 feet, scales or hide. May our minds stay open and our wings span wide. That's the saying on there. So that's the inside of the box. Really nice. The artwork, as usual, is really beautiful in this deck. It's broken up elementally, so fire, water, air, earth. And there's a write-up in the book about each card. The books are beautiful. She always does a great job on these books, and it's just really simple and easy to read. So I'll have a lot of fun working with this, and I'm just going to show you the cards now. So we have this is fire, so that's a tarantula. Camel. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I still have another deck to show you. Gazelle. Really a beautiful kind of oracle. Let's take a look and see. Wow, I just opened the page up. It was the first page I opened up to the card I was on. Isn't that pretty cool? So it's meant to be. Let's read this. Let's just see what it says. So the cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. And then has the meanings down the bottom. When in balance, achieves anything, boundless energy. When out of balance, impatient, competitive. To bring into balance, reconnect to purpose. So it's like three aspects of the meaning. So that's really cool. And it's just so easy to work with. You pull one card, you read about it, and ultimately you're going to learn the meanings of the animals, if you work with it enough. And you can also do it intuitively too, Here's a tiger. The thing I really love about Kim Krans' artwork is the colors. She uses these really bright and dark colors, like contrasted, You have a black and white image on top of that really beautiful, those beautiful colors there, And it's just so warm and inviting and very modern, and I'm a big fan of Kim Krans now. I need to work with her tarot deck, which I will. Ultimately, it's just something I want to work with. I want to devote some time to because it is a bit different, Lion. That Leo energy. The elephant. This is something I should have gotten a long time ago, and I've had it in my hand in stores, and for whatever reason, I just didn't buy it. So this is air. The one thing I could say, these are the backs, it's got a very paper quality feel to it, and it feels really nice and matte. The only thing is I wish it was a little thicker cardstock, I don't know if you'd be able to really riffle shuffle these much. They feel a bit delicate, Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it just feels like it would be, you would want to be careful with them. firefly. In my last video, you could see the fireflies in there. Somebody messaged me and said, did you add fairies to the, was that a filter of some sort? And I said, no, it's mosquitoes and fireflies. Because the sun went down and you can just see the bugs flying all around me and it looked like little fairies. Beautiful, beautiful hummingbird. Look at that. They're tiny birds. They're almost like insects, but they're birds. It's a vulture. And the barn owl. Artwork is stunning, man. Let's see, so I'm gonna skip around a little bit. We're gonna go to Earthworm. This is definitely something that you should get if you like oracles, if you like hymncrans. So you get the picture. Beautiful artwork. Okay, so next up, I'm going to actually unbox this. So this just came for me today, and we're going to open it up and see what it is, but I know what it is. It's going to be a surprise, though. Wow, look at that. Look at that little package. Looks so nice. I'm so glad these cards have reached your hands. That's really cute too. Cat Riles. If you're a fan, you probably know which deck this is already. And then it has this really nice little string. Oh, that's so nice. I love when people take the time to, like, gift wrap things. This is the Roots and Wings Oracle. So this was all the rave a few months ago, back on the tarot tube. Everybody had it, and I really wanted it, but I was like, I'm not really an oracle guy. Don't know if I'll use it. For a bunch of different reasons, I didn't buy it right then and there. But of course, when the dust cloud settled, and and also lately, my appreciation for oracles decks is just growing, and I don't have much of a collection, compared to my tarot decks, especially. I have like almost none. So, but I said, let me get it. So, and then that's what the deck looks like when it comes to you, and it's really nice. It's a nice size. And this is the full size, I believe. This isn't the mini. This is the full size, I believe. Yeah, this is just the regular size Roots and Wings. I wasn't sure because I did see the Roots and Wings regular. I mean the mini on there also. So it has this little booklet, kind of cardboard cutout, and has a bunch of information in here about the words. So this will be helpful for using the cards. They have a really nice quality to them. This deck is meant to nourish both sides of your wild and your grounded spirit in order to lead you to finding a way to live in harmony with all the complex and beautiful desires of the heart. How to use the deck. There is a lesson in each card, whether you are just pulling a single card for inspiration or doing so a full spread of cards for a reading. Allow the cards to speak to you and connect with you in the present moment in time, even if it doesn't seem at first to make sense. Cards are a great tool to help us look inward or at a situation from a different perspective. Very true. Look at the images and words for the clues to a lesson of awareness that you can receive. And then, it's just a little note card, and then it has a spread card as well. So, lots of walkthroughs of this already out there, but I'm going to show you this. And the backs are, man, do these feel nice. These feel so nice. Holy camole. I've never felt cardstock so nice. Somebody said to me they feel like a rose petal, and that's exactly what they feel like. And they don't stick together either. So when you're shuffling, they'll shuffle easy. So let's take a look. We'll start from the top here. Abundance. Wow, they're so nice. Balance. Those backs are something else too. Look at that. It's just great. Blossom. The meanings are also pretty self-explanatory too, I mean, which is why it doesn't really come with a book, I guess, I don't think there's a book available for it, but there are keywords and definitions on that card there. Let's see. So let's look at it and see what it says for breath. Oh. Okay. Connect to your breath. This is your link between the body and the mind. Your breath brings life, controls and settles the mind, brings clarity. So short and sweet. Unity. Very glad I got this. Crafty. There's that fox again. Now I'll go outside and see a fox. This would be great for, adding a little spice to a tarot reading. Dreamer. They feel incredible. I'd really like to know what they used to get that finish. They literally do feel like rose petals, and doesn't smell like a funny chemical or anything. It feels great. Duality. Mother. Father. Artwork is stunning on this. It's really beautiful. Let's see if she makes any other decks. Oh, good fortune. Love that. 4-leaf clover. Goodness. That's nice, grounded. Guarded. So, it's like a little piece of advice, And often that's what oracles are. They often reflect archetypes, and it's some sort of advice for life, very general advice. And that's why it's nice to add to a tarot reading, because tarot is very specific, whereas oracle is like, very general. So when you mix them up, you get like big picture and details. Okay, so let me show you just one or two more, and then very well worth it. I'm glad I purchased this, and they're a nice size too. I wonder how small the mini deck is. This is pretty small. I don't think this is the mini. It just said the Roots and Wings Oracle. Yeah, it's got 63 cards. This is not the mini, so I guess the mini's probably like bridge size or even smaller, but I won't be buying that. This is good enough. It's a nice size, so it's even travel size, if you get a little bag for it or whatever. And they shuffle pretty good, They're not the smoothest, but they feel nice. I'd rather take the way they feel versus how you shuffle them. I mean, you can shuffle them pretty good though, Anyway, I think that's about it today. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave your questions and comments below, and nice to get to chat with everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Love and peace. Bye-bye.